everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for Lunchtime Look. My name is Sharon Rogers and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Wells, Maine. And every Thursday at noon, I like to provide you with a little creative break in your day. Now, whether you're taking that at lunchtime at work, or you're taking a break from your chores at home, or maybe you're catching the replay, I so appreciate you taking the time out to watch this video. Please like and subscribe, maybe even leave a comment. That really does help get this channel out so more people can see it and be inspired and take some breaks in their day. Now, today we are going to be using the Inspiring Imperfections bundle from Stampin' Up! This is actually the focus of my July Clubhouse, as is the Kintsugi Inspirations Designer Series paper, which is designed to coordinate with that stamp set. These products, some of which are on back order currently, I do have on hand. I ordered them for the class, and so we will be, I will take a limited number of registrations now, and then I will have a waiting list for when the products come back in. But if you want to be in on that July Clubhouse, sign up sooner rather than later. You can find the link in the description of this video. Now, let's get started, because today is a twofer. You're gonna get two projects in one video. For our card, we're going to begin with a piece of Misty Moonlight. This is just a traditional base, so 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded in half at 4 1/4. I'm going to bring in a piece of Designer Series paper. I'm going to bring in this one here, and I need that to be 4 inches by 5 1/4. So this is going to have to be cut down a little bit. And that's going to go right on the front there. It's a very quick and easy card. I'm going to let the Designer Series paper do a lot of the work. All right. Now, in our Designer Series paper, we also have a sheet that looks like this that has some embossed, I mean, it's a gold foil layer. It's not really embossed. So we have a bunch of these that we can put on here. You just need to pick out a couple that you want to use and die cut those. So I think I'm going to use a darker one, so one of these two, and then I'll probably use a smaller little teacup, maybe one of the green ones to pick up the green in this old olive. So I'll probably use this one and this one. I'm going to bring in the perennial postage dies, and I have this one right here because I think that fits this "There is beauty in your history." I think this is a sentiment that you can use for a number of different occasions. I think you could use it for somebody who's going through a tough time, but I think it also works as a birthday sentiment stamp because we're celebrating the person that they are, the person that they have become in their lifetime. So I think it works. So let's go ahead. We're going to die cut a piece of, let's go with Petal Pink to go with all that's in here. So then we'll have the 3 major colors going on. So I just need a scrap of Petal Pink. And if I wanted to, I could stamp on this. Just, you know what? I think I'm going to do that. Here's our little teacup and our vase. You can see that it is designed so that there's a little extra outside. Makes it so there are no white edges on your images, which I don't mind the white images. Sometimes it's nice not to have them as well. All right, let's put those away. And let's do a quick bit of stamping. And I don't know where all my blocks are. Oh, I know. I cleaned them. They're in the sink. So I'll just use this old paper pumpkin one. And I'm going to ink this in Misty Moonlight. All right, there is beauty in your history. Hope that's straight. I fear it's not. But we are going for pretty, not perfect. So I'm gonna, let's see, how will I arrange this so it works nicely? I can go over here. Let's go ahead and put this right here and right here. And we can have that right up there. Okay, and what's going to make the difference is dimensionals. I will adhere this directly to the card base. And you can hear my family in the next room discussing Nintendo Switch rather loudly and excitedly. They've quieted down. They must have taken the hint. Haha. All right. And so we have that. There's just a lot going on here. You know what? I think there's too much going on here. So maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp directly right here. And we'll just do this. There is beauty in your history. That looks much better, rather than having one other pattern trying to compete. So now we will put a layer inside. So I just have this layer that goes inside here. And we can grab a happy birthday sentiment, or you can leave it blank if it's a note that you want to write for somebody that's going through a hard time. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, so we're going to leave it like that. I think I will bring in a little strip of this, though. This is just an extra scrap piece that I had. I'm going to cut a piece that is 1/2 inch wide. And that inside layer right here is 5 1/4 long. So I will make it 5 1/4 long. And then we will just adhere this so we have a coordinated inside. Here we go. Slide that into place. And there we go. For our coordinating envelope, we're going to begin with a piece of the designer series paper. This is going to be my outside, and this will be my inside, but you certainly could do it the other way. The only negative to having, no, actually it's going to be right, because the inside, these little designs will be what I consider to be face up. These look like flowers to me. So they'll be face up on the flap, and so that'll be good. We're going to start with a piece that measures 6 3/4 wide by 9 1/4 high. So that's already done for you. And we're going to score this on the long side at 3 inches and 7 1/4 inches. So at 3 inches, and actually I want that to be on my bottom. So 3 inches up from the bottom. And 7 1/4. So that's going to give me a 2 inch top flap. That's how I know that's the top. All right, so I've got my score lines there, and there, and then I want to score on these two sides. So with the short edge along my base or top, whichever way you use your trimmer, you're going to score at 1/2 of an inch. So I'll move it over to the 1/2 inch mark here, just so I have a longer border here to keep that flush. And I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to score a 1/2 inch again. All right, that's all our scoring. So I'm going to fold this just so maybe you can see it a little bit better. This light color doesn't really want to show up under my lights and under my camera. So I'm sort of feeling where they are. Now what you're going to do, in these 4 corners, there are these little 1/2 inch wide rectangles. You're going to cut off all 4 of those corners. And on these side flaps, which we're going to tuck in to help form the envelope, I'm going to just miter in a little bit. So I'm just going to angle cut that just a little bit before cutting this off. And when you're cutting off the rectangle, cheat to the inside of the score line. So a score line has a thickness. You just want to cheat to the inside just a little bit. You don't want anything hanging off that you don't want. I'm going to just angle cut that. I'm going to angle cut here. And angle cut, whoops, a cut here. And then I'm going to angle cut. And now you've got just about the whole envelope made. You just have to stick it together. So this is going to fold up, and you can see your ends look all nice and neat. You just want to apply the adhesive just along this portion right here, because you don't want, oops, you know what? I need to do it on the other side too at the same time. Okay. And you're folding that up to form your envelope. You don't want any of your glue to be in this center section here. So you're just doing a little bit on that 3 inch by 1/2 inch strip right over there. And then you're going to, you'll have to wait till you get your card in here to adhere this, obviously. But what you can do to make it easier on yourself, if you don't want to take the time to do it now when you're sending the card, you can just use some tear and tape. We were at Creativity Now. My team met on Saturday, and Stacy happened to mention, well, you can use tear and tape, because they were just showing how you glue it, but you have to have the card ready to send and put in the envelope before you can seal it. So just have some tear and tape ready, and then you can fold it and send it whenever you want. Now, mailing this, you're going to need to attach a label here. So you'll want to put an address label here, or just cut a piece of paper and stick it on there. But this is not, this really isn't conducive to writing on. And it will go through the mail, but you're going to have a label on it. Or if you're just giving it in person, you can just do it that way. Thank you so much for joining me for Lunchtime Look. No, I did not do a quick change between the beginning of this video and now. I just realized that I have to reshoot the ending of this video because I mentioned stuff about going to July 4th festivities, and while that would have been good if this had aired when it was supposed to on July 3rd, this video is airing on July 9th. So instead, I'm going to remind you that the deadline to sign up for the Clubhouse class is tomorrow, July 10th. So if you want in on that class, remember I only have limited spots available because of the availability of all the product, then go ahead and register using the link in the description of this video. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your day, And I will see you for a legit lunchtime look that's already scheduled tomorrow at noon.